Hey, you're watching High Five, and we're going to tell you about very rare and dangerous illnesses, viruses, and diseases. Here's 10 horrible illnesses from around the world. Elephant disease is characterized by the inflammation and swelling of the joints of the infected person. It's passed on to them by a parasite's larvae that's transferred to their victim by mosquitoes. Unfortunately, this disease is not that rare. 120 million people suffer from it. 1/3 of them are in critical condition. In 2007, scientists were able to identify the genome sequence of the infecting parasite, which has led them to be able to better battle the disease and treat it. Progeria is basically the accelerated aging of the affected person. People suffering from progeria age at a very fast rate. Progeria has been known to develop both amongst adolescents and adult persons. The world has witnessed no more than 80 cases of progeria. The most well-known amongst them was a young boy named Leon Bota, who passed away on June 5, 2011. He not only hosted his own vlog on YouTube, but also DJ'd and performed rap songs. Margellan's disease is characterized by dull and sharp pains with the feeling that something is crawling around beneath the skin. The cause of this disease has yet to be determined. Infected people suffer from itching all about their bodies. Red bumps cover them, and from those bumps, threads of various colors erupt. The threads themselves consist of a totally unknown matter that does not coincide with any of the 90,000 ones known to us now. Ambras Syndrome leads to the sporadic growth of hair all over the body. This disease is primarily seen to affect women and is carried on genetically. Leprosy is perhaps one of the scariest diseases known in medical history. Its effects on the surface of the human skin is carried by a particular sort of bacteria, but how the bacteria develops in the affected person is yet to be uncovered. The infected person begins to literally decay while living. As a rule, this disease begins with the face, arms, legs, and genitals of the victim. The 55-year-old Englishman Robert King Kong suffered from a rare genetic disease. His body began forming a second skeletal system and his muscles began to turn to bone. From fibrosis dysplasia, the infected person, you could say, turns to stone. Alien hand syndrome, also referred to as Dr. Strangelove disease, is a psychoneurological disease that leads the person to be unable to make decided movements or perform desired actions. Sometimes it's both hands that perform actions totally as though by their own will, regardless of the will of the person. One recorded instance saw a woman whose left hand began to choke her and hit her in the face. Sometimes the infected's hands will counteract the actions of the other hand. For instance, as one ties their shoes, one hand will begin to untie them. Orgasms can give not only great feelings and fun times, but also lead to suffering. Those with persistent genital arousal disorder have uncontrollable orgasms regularly. This disorder was first diagnosed in 2001 and is primarily prevalent amongst women. It's characterized by hypersensitivity, which leads any little bit of pressure down there to an orgasm. The cause of this disorder has yet to be determined. The total absence of fear is known as Orbach-Waite disease. During this extremely rare disease's prevalence, the patient feels no sense of fear even to things that are totally life-threatening. The chances of someone falling victim to a fatal accident who suffer this disease is usually quite high. How many things do people fear? Think of the countless amount of phobias that exist. Arachnophobia, nomophobia, the fear of telephones, and hexacontophobia, the fear of the number 666. But what if we told you that there's also a phobophobia, the fear of having a phobia? Phobophobia differentiates itself from other phobias by the fact that there is no environmental stimulus, but just the thought of fearing something leads to fear. And that's it for this episode of High Five. Make sure you keep your hands clean, your mind clear, and you high-five that like button and subscribe to our channel.